Hello and welcome back to another command block tutorial. Today's video, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm making a race car. Yay, race car. So, yeah, right, I don't know. That was a weird intro. I'm sorry guys, that was a weird intro. Anyways, in today's video, what we're actually doing is making a race car. I wasn't lying about that. So, we have three basic functions that I'm going to show you guys right now, but this is a pretty simple tutorial, so shouldn't take too long. And this is also one of those things, oh, didn't mean to do that yet. It's also one of those things, it's pretty simple, but there's actually a whole lot that you guys can add on to this. So I really do encourage you guys, if you do this tutorial, experiment and try to make this your own, because this is a really good base, but there is so much more that you can improve with this design. So that's going to be my challenge for you guys for today, for this video, is take the base and make something even better. I mean, that's the case with all my videos, but I think this is a good video for you guys to experiment if you haven't done it before. Anyways, there's three main functions that we have for this race car of ours. The first of which is just summoning it in. Basically, you just sneak holding leather horse armor and race car. Race car. Race car. And yeah, you're not actually going to be put automatically inside it. It's just going to be plopped on the ground, and you can enter it at your own leisure, and it's also just going to remain there unless you break it. So yeah, pretty simple. It's not as much the pocket ride, it's more like, you know, car that you can park. And then we have two other primary functions that are only when we're in the car. As you can see, I'm traveling very fast. I am. But I can travel faster. So one of the things I want to do for this car is to actually have acceleration. So when you're holding this music disc, which is actually the gas pedal, you're going to slowly start accelerating. As soon as you take your foot off the pedal, you're going to start braking. So you won't be instant. And this is one of the things that I think is really fun. It makes it really fun for like, I don't know, like an actual race or something like that, is that there actually is like acceleration and deceleration. You don't just stop instantly or get to full speed instantly like you do on a horse in Minecraft. So I think that's kind of a unique aspect that this, you know, race car maneuver has. And the final feature, which of course is the most important for any race car, is the bell. Yeah, you just hold this and you're belling, for real. The other fun feature about the bell is that you actually aren't reducing your speed at all whenever you're doing this. But yeah, race car. Race car. Race car. And of course, as you can see, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta take the bell off. The other fun thing that you guys will see is, of course, that we actually are capable of going up one block gaps. And, of course, this is going to be really important for probably most of your race courses. But that's pretty much it in terms of the showcase. It's a pretty fun car, but let's get into it. With commands. Dude, I don't know what I'm doing with this intro. This is such a weird intro, dog. I mean, I'm not even going to edit that. I'm going to leave that in. I can leave this in too. Alright. First thing that we're going to be doing is, of course, making a scoreboard. So you guys saw the scoreboard on the side of the screen. It's pretty simple. I'm going to just demonstrate it real quick, more explicitly tell you what's going on. Essentially, all that's happening is that whenever I'm holding the pedal, my car speed is going to slowly increase. And if I'm holding anything other than the pedal or the bell, it's going to pretty quickly decrease. But not instantly. You're going to actually have to slow down for your brakes. And that's all the scoreboard's actually controlling here. So let's just really get into the functions. The other thing that we have here is you do want to have this command. This is adding car speed 0 to every player on a 200 tick delay. This just makes it so every player who is in the realm or world or whatever just has a car speed. Even if it's 0, they need to have something for this to function. Pretty simple. All that we're doing here is looking at the player. If they're sneaking, if they're holding their horse armor in their hand, then summon a minecart. And the same thing, if the player is holding their horse armor, they have in their main hands, and they're sneaking, add the tag car to the minecart. So one other thing is that not every minecart, if I summon one in here, is actually a race car. Not everything's going to have that functionality. Except for this one, because of reasons that don't quite make sense. Basically, I held over the key, which is actually what gave it the tag. If I summon in a normal, it was a terrible example. If I summon it in without going over the key, you can see that this minecart is just going to remain a minecart. But if I hold my key and I sneak with it, it becomes a race car and now functions like a race car. But yeah, it won't mess up really existing things unless you bring your car keys or your leather horse armor to that minecart. then it becomes an actual race car. And yeah, pretty simple. The other thing that is important here is it's not going to summon a minecart if there's another minecart nearby, so you're not going to get spammed with minecarts, so don't worry about that. But next thing up is the acceleration and the deceleration. Pretty simple. If the player is holding the music disc stall, and I guess I should show that I am using music disc stall, which is the black one. If the player is holding that in their main hands and their car speed is between 0 and 6, maxes out at 7, and there is a minecart, I guess I should have tag equals car, within 4 blocks, then add the car speed of 1. And similarly, we're executing at the player. If they're not holding the music disc in their hands, so the quantity equals 0, and the car speed is 1 through 7, so it's basically higher than 0, because you don't want to go below 0, because it'd be reverse. We're going to remove the scoreboard from the player. However, we're doing an extra thing here that if the player is holding a bell, it's actually not going to be removing it. See, quantity equals 0. So if they are not holding the music disc and they're not holding the bell, it's going to start removing the car speed. Now, here's where you can actually mess with the rate of acceleration and deceleration. So I have the acceleration on a 15 tick delay. That means every 3/4 or so of a second, my speed increases. Mind you, we effectively max out at 5. Whereas every 1/4 of a second, so 3 times faster, I decelerate when I'm not holding one of these things. So essentially, if you guys want to brake faster, make this number lower. If you want to brake shorter, or like take longer to brake, I should say, make this number higher. On the same note here, if you guys want to accelerate slower, make this number higher. If you want to accelerate quicker, make this number lower. You can adjust that, make it whatever you guys want. And next up, we have the actual teleporting commands. It's not just as simple as teleporting, because we also want players to be able to go up or down, based on if they're in a block or not. So the first thing that we're doing is checking if the player is at a car speed 1, teleport 0.2 blocks in front of them. Believe it or not, the next command is the same thing, it's just slightly longer and a higher car speed. Alright, you guys aren't ready for this one. It's the same thing again. Alright, but it's the same thing, just different here. But the next one will surprise you. It's almost the same thing. If this is 5 or higher. I know, we're fancy now. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Ah, my goodness. What we're doing here, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. Now, one thing I should actually point out before I go back is all of these don't care if true. So if you put true at the end of a command block, at the end of a teleport command, that means it's only going to happen if the entity that you're teleporting is capable of going to that area. For instance, if I were to teleport forward right now, I would enter this block. But if I were to teleport forward with the word true at my own teleport command, I would not even move at all because there's a block blocking me here. Now, when I'm teleporting forward, that isn't actually the case in these command sets. So what we're doing here is we're actually making it so that after the player teleports forward, we're teleporting them up 1 block true, meaning that if I teleport forward, let's say I'm here right now, teleport forward, now I'm inside this block, but the block above it is open, then I'm actually going to teleport up. Then we teleport down. And you might think, well, that's quite redundant. So we teleport up here, we teleport down, and then we teleport down again. But all of these are on true. So you guys might be a little bit confused, or some of you guys might be picking up what I'm doing here. Essentially what we're doing is, let's pretend the player is here where that grass block is right now, and they're facing this direction. They're going to teleport into this block. Now the first command is going to teleport them up if it's possible. Now of course it is possible to teleport them up. Then it's going to try and teleport them down twice. And because it's not possible to teleport them down, the player is just going to stay up here rather than down here. Now if we look at the next situation, the player's here, they're facing this direction, and they're going to move to this block. Well, they teleport to here. It is possible for them to move up, so they move up a block, but then it's also possible for them to move down, so they move down a block and they stay at the same height. And then finally, let's pretend the player is facing this direction now, and the player is here. Well, what the player is going to do is they're going to move forward, then they're going to teleport up 1 block, they're going to teleport down, and then they're going to teleport down. Now you guys might, I apologize if that's confusing, I'm just trying to explain what is actually going on here. But what this actually allows us to do, the end result of all of this, is that if I'm going towards a 1 block gap right here, I'm actually going to teleport upwards. And if I'm going down 1 block, I'm going to go down. Or if I'm staying flat, then I'm just going to stay flat. So even if that's not the most easy to understand of what's going on, that is all that's happening here, is making it possible to go up and down 1 block heights. That's all we're doing here. And of course we just need the bell and the turning, because right now the car only teleports forward. So let's fix that. What we're checking is at the car, we're going to basically teleport itself in the exact same place. The car isn't moving with this command, but it is copying the rotation of the nearest player. This essentially is just going to make it turn left or right. Now the interesting thing here is we have a tilde here and then a 0 here. This means that it will copy the left and right of the player, but it will not copy the up and down of the player. Which of course, when you're driving a car, you don't often, you know, steer upwards. That would be odd. So make sure you have a tilde here and a 0 right after it. And finally, and of course this is entirely optional, but we do have the bell or the horn. Basically, we're executing at the car. If there's a player within 3 blocks holding a bell, then just play this sound. Pretty simple. And I have this on a 0 tick delay. Then also on a 0 tick delay, I have the exact same command, except we have a slightly different number here. That just changes the pitch and makes it so it loops a little bit better sounding. And yeah, that is actually all that there is to it. That is this pretty simple race car contraption. Like I said, if you guys have questions, feel free to join the Discord or leave a comment. Feel free to leave a comment, but I recommend joining the Discord. You're going to get a lot more help on there. But the one thing I'm going to leave you guys with is a challenge. This is a pretty cool base, but there's so much that you guys can add to this pretty simple contraption. So once you guys make this in your own worlds, I really challenge you to make it your own. Add something new to it. Maybe it's particle effects, maybe it's damage, maybe it's some kind of weird horn effect or flying, or I don't know, guys. It's your creation. So I really challenge you guys today to make it yours, improve it, and make it better. Anyways, with that, I'm a head out. Peace. Yeah, that was a weird exit, but I'm keeping it. I don't know why I'm doing this. The video should be over. I don't know. Join my Discord. Bye.